Metal-Musings with the Crypt.
Hey there, Metal-O-Maniacs. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Metal-O-Mania. See this? Do you know what this is? This is a peanut butter, American cheese, and mayonnaise sandwich. That's right, you heard me right. It's a peanut butter, American cheese, and mayonnaise sandwich. And this was my father's favorite sandwich on earth. Rest in peace, Papa, love you. Every single time my father made one of these sandwiches, we all gave him shit and said, "What in the fuck are you eating?" And his response never wavered and never changed. You know what his response was? "Don't fucking eat it. It's my sandwich. You don't gotta fucking eat it. If you don't like it, don't fucking eat it." And that ties into a discussion that I see being made on many metal conversations today. And it's a weird parallel that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm hoping you guys will help me. It's one of those things where I see we argue on our metal pages all day long whether or not we agree on bands that we like. Metal's not supposed to be a trend. Let's go right there from the start. Metal is not trendy. It's precisely the opposite of that. We go with what feels good and what looks good and what tastes good and what, you know, gets in our guts. And it's visceral. You know what I mean? And it can't be explained. It's something that we've talked about many times on the show. I am personally not a fan of Ghost. I'm not personally a fan, but I don't care if you are. You understand what I mean? I'm not a fan of baby metal personally, the band out of Japan. But again, I view it for what it can possibly be that is positive. You know what? I guarantee you this, there are a ton of today's baby metal fans that will be tomorrow's Hyperia fans and fucking, Hazard fans and, more kind of elevated metal bands, in my opinion. And that's a good thing. If baby metal serves as a gateway drug to better metal, that's a good thing. At least they're not listening to Justin Bieber. It's weird to me that we bitch at each other over the things that we don't agree on that we like musically. If you went to a restaurant and we all ordered different things, and I had this super awesome steak that I loved, and to me it's the greatest steak I ever had in my life, and I offered you a bite of it, and you were like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good steak, but it's not the greatest steak I ever had in my life." Would I beat you over the head with that difference of opinion? I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like we would be okay with it. I feel like we could survive it. Why is it that when it comes to music, why is it? And honestly, I personally can't stand rap. I can't stand country. It's just genres of music I don't like. I don't care if you do. I know a lot of you do. I've had a lot of metalheads hit me up and say, "Oh man, there's a couple country songs I like and all that." And honestly, there's a couple I like from back in the day that make me think of my father and whatever kind of nostalgia reason. But, we're allowed to like whatever feels good. You don't have to explain it. I recently asked a band member, "What is your guilty pleasure?" And it was the greatest answer I ever heard. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it, and fuck everybody who doesn't like my enjoying it. They're trying to stop me from enjoying something. Fuck them. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. And we need to accept that together as a metal community. We don't all have to like the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't love a lot of the new metal stuff, NU metal. I'm not a fan of a ton of that. But it doesn't mean it should disappear and that their fans have no merit and have no value to this thing of ours. Of course they do. Of course they do. And at the end of the day, would you rather someone listen to Disturbed or go into a Justin Bieber concert? Because I know I got a clear favorite there. I got a clear preference. And again, it's hard for me to imagine that if we had different tastes as far as art, things that we look at, do we all have to look at things the same way? Do we have to find the same things beautiful as each other? Do we have to find the same things, ugly? Do we have to? It's just so silly to me. We all are different people from different backgrounds and different life experiences, and different things touch us. There are songs out there that, I'll be honest with you, musically maybe not be great, but the lyrics somehow reach me. The lyrics touch me. The lyrics talk to me in a way that, through something I've been through, kind of gets me. I have a gigantic affinity for Suicidal Tendencies, and I'm not making that equation. They're great musically as well, certainly. But I have a huge affinity for them because they really helped me through my fucking teenage angst in a way that can't be explained by just music. It's more than that. It really is. It's a deeper, more richer thing. and it's really part of the fabric of me. And I can't expect you to understand that, and I can't expect you to share that. That's my thing. You know what I mean? Hopefully your thing is close enough that we can share the suicidal tendencies thing together. That's what makes this whole metal thing awesome, is that at the end of the day, we do have enough shared experiences. We do have enough angst and understanding of each other's plight of just being a goddamn anger-ridden human being that we can share in this thing together, man. And, okay, so you like Disturbed more than Slayer. I personally think that's crazy. And I'm allowed to say that. And I don't mean it as an insult, and it shouldn't be meant as an insult. And you're allowed to think I'm crazy for disagreeing. And then we can have a beer together and be glad that we're listening to something that makes us happy. Because that's what it's all about, man. You know, at the end of the day, what really matters is what makes you feel good. I'm so glad that so many of you come here and hang out with us while we do this show and enjoy metal. Metal is your thing, or you wouldn't be hanging out with us. And I love that about you. It's a community, it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood, it's a deep and it's a fucking valuable thing to all of our lives, man. Anybody who's into metal, nobody's halfway into metal. If you're into metal, you're fucking into metal, you know, and I love you for that. And I don't give a fuck if we have different piano keys or whatever the fuck, or guitar strings or whatever that makes us that much different from whatever. We're all metalheads, man. We're all metalheads. There's power in that. There's unity in that. Let's fucking bring it together, man. Maybe there is a message being sent to us that we don't all have to exactly have the same taste, but let's appreciate that we have that passion anyway. And hell, maybe if you try something every now and again, it's not as bad as you think it is. Ain't that right, Pop? Ugh.